Hey guys, it's your girl Taya Marin, and I'm back with something different today. Today I am going to do makeup on my gorgeous mom, and today we're going to do a nice rose gold soft and neutral glam, so stay tuned. As you can see, her skin is already flawless, but I'm going in with the Kiehls Ultra Facial Cream just for some moisture before I go in with the black Opal Stick Foundation and really start working this into her skin with a sponge. I really want this look to look very natural and very neutral, so I want her foundation to look very skin-like. So as you can see, I'm just going in with small dabbing motions and really working this into her skin. You'll just want to keep repeating that same step until you reach the level of coverage that you want, but the key here is to just keep blending, and using this technique gives you a lot of control on how well you pack in the foundation on the skin. For concealer, I'm going in with the MAC Pro Longwear Concealer and just bringing that under her eyes. I'm going to also take it above her forehead, along the bridge of her nose, and a little bit on her chin. And as you can see, I'm still using the same sponge. I just turned it on its opposite side because what I'm going to do once I'm done adding her under eye highlight is I'm going to use the side that I use for her foundation to blend out those harsh lines so it blends perfectly. And again, I'm just blending with small patting motions to really help control where the product goes and making sure that it really seeps into the skin. Here's where I go back using the same side that I blended in the foundation to blend out those lines by the concealer so you can't see where the concealer starts and stops. Going in with another black Opal foundation stick in this shade Hazelnut for her contour, and this time I'm going to use a new sponge to contour the outer edges of her face along her forehead and along her cheekbones, as well as along the sides of her nose. And I just usually get a new sponge for this step just because by now your other sponge is probably completely saturated with other colors, and I really want to make sure I get a really great contour, and I just don't want to accidentally get the wrong color in the wrong place. And for the contour, I still use the same small dabbing motions, but what I also do is I kind of do a small swiping motion as I go as well to help blend that in. I really love this technique, especially when I'm using cream or stick foundations, just because I think it really makes a big difference in the way the foundation is applied and how it looks. As you can see, this foundation looks like her skin. It doesn't look like she has a pile of makeup on her face. It looks so natural and glowy. I'm just taking that same contour and going down the sides of her nose, and I'm blending it out as I go, just so you don't see those harsh lines along the sides of her nose. It's just supposed to look like a natural contour, natural shadow. Now I'm going to just set her face with my Too Faced translucent powder, and I'm setting under her eyes and all of the other areas that I highlighted. And while her face is setting, I will do her brows and her eyeshadow. For her brows, I'm just going to lightly fill them in with my NYX Micro HD Brow Pencil. She already has a nice arch in place, so I'm just going to enhance that and fill in where there are a few gaps. And as you can see, I'm just going with light stroking motions in the direction of her natural brow, and then once I get to the beginning of the brow, I'll go upwards to give it that natural kind of ombre-ish look. I think by now, if you guys know me, you know I love a natural looking brow. I don't think that brows should take over the whole face. And for her look, especially with it being very neutral and soft, I think a soft brow just goes perfectly with this. And then once I finish filling in the brows, I'll just clean them up a little bit using the same concealer that I used on her face, which was the MAC Pro Longwear Concealer. This MAC concealer, a little bit goes a long way. So if you are going to use this concealer to clean your under eyes, just make sure you're only putting a little bit on your brush so you don't have a ton of concealer on your eye. But any excess that I have on the brush, I'm going to brush all over the lid. That way it can serve as her eyeshadow base. And by adding concealer all over the lid for an eyeshadow base, it essentially just helps to make sure that your eyeshadow crease. So it just increases the longevity of your eyeshadow throughout the day. So if you're doing a bridal party or you're going to a special event that may last a long time, it always helps to add an eyeshadow base, and your eyeshadow will just blend better with some sort of base there. Now I'm going in with the Too Faced Pretty Rich palette, and I'm taking the shade It's Cashmere, and this is going to be kind of like an all over lid base color as well as a transition color. For her crease shade, I'm going in with Oh That's Rich. It's kind of like a deep plum burgundy, and this is just to really add some depth into her eyeshadow, and this will be the color that I'll blend out after I do her cut crease. It's always best to start with a little bit of product on your brush and add more as you go, because you can always turn it up, but it's a lot harder to tone it down if you've added too much from the start. The key to any eyeshadow look is just blending, blending, blending. I mean, even when you think you've blended enough, blend some more. Now I'm just going to take the same concealer I used before, and I'm kind of mapping out an area of her lid that's going to be the area for the cut crease. And this really just helps define the eyeshadow look, and it really helps make any type of shimmer pigments pop on top of the eyeshadow that you've already applied. So it just gives it a really nice shape to the look and just makes it really pop. Again, I can't stress this enough. With this concealer, less is more. So please make sure that you don't pack your brush with too much concealer when doing this. Otherwise, you're going to have too much concealer on the lid and it won't really work well with the eyeshadow. And using that same palette, I'm going to go in with the shade Princess Cut, which is a really nice rose gold, kind of iridescent shade, and I am just packing that onto the lid until I reach the level of intensity with the shimmer that I want. Really, really love this palette because the shades are super pigmented. The shimmers are very, very bright, even on the first layer of packing it on, but I love how buildable they are, so you can just keep on packing on until it reaches the level of intensity that you really want for your look. Once I'm done packing on the shade for the lid, I'm just going to blend out that harsh line towards the outer corner. I don't want to do it all the way to the inner corner because I do want there to be a line where the cut crease starts when it's towards the inner corner, because that is what gives it the look. Now I can brush off all of the translucent powder and go back in to add more warmth to her face. I'll go in with my MAC Skin Finish in Medium Deep Dark and just kind of pack that color back into her face in all of the areas that I have previously highlighted and set. I'm just going to go in with my Tarte matte bronzer and do the same thing that I just did and just add warmth to the outer corners of her face and all of the areas that I contoured. Now I'm going in with my Juvia's Place Saharan blush palette, and I absolutely love this blush palette. It's so beautiful. In fact, I'm going to use one of the shades in the blush palette to smoke out her under eye to kind of give her a little bit of warmth under her eye. To be honest, I don't know what I ever did before I started smoking out under eyes. Like, it's just my thing now. I don't think I can do a look without it. It just completes the look. There's no way around it. And for her highlighter, I'm going to go in with the MAC highlighter in the shade Soft and Gentle, and it's a super pretty soft pink highlighter that I think works perfectly for this look. I'm also going to add a little bit of highlighter into her inner corner and tear duct for that extra glow. I'll also be adding her lashes and her lip off camera, but before that I will go ahead and set with the MAC Fix Plus Gold and let that dry before I add lashes. And here is the final look, guys. I mean, as if she wasn't gorgeous already, this look looks amazing on her. Her skin looks so smooth and so silky, and it just has a really nice soft finish. I think this look is perfect for an event, perfect for a day out, perfect for a date night, whatever you want to do. So guys, please make sure to tag me when you recreate this look at Taya Marin Beauty on Instagram, or head over to my website at tayamarinbeauty.com if you have any questions or comments. And also make sure to like, comment, and subscribe, and I'll see you guys on the next one.